and the next thing you know, dude, all you're hearing is locker boxes banging. You're hearing metal on meat. Hit him with the fan motor, stabbed him. This is hours on end.
Oh, that nigga beat his ass. Damn.
How terrible are the living conditions in prison?
Horrible.
Says, hey man, there's a guy in the TV room named Rex, and he says he's gonna turn you out. And I'm like, what does that mean? Like, I don't care. And he's like, that means he's gonna you.
Sexual assault is common in
crazy.
prison?
Oh, absolutely.
All I hear, help, you me.
Describe life in a Georgia prison.
I say it's dangerous. You gotta be on all your tens, cause this place, it ain't no play for the weak.
Tell everybody what you do for fun around here.
See, you really want to show this?
Y'all really want to see what we do for fun around here?
For Black History Month, a bunch of white guys were on dog collars.
Every Black History Month in Georgia State Prison, that's what they do.
Which gang would you say was the most dangerous?
Bloods.
What kind of stuff would they do to get money?
Shit, rob you. Like right now we speak, somebody might be tied up against stabbed. Right now we speak in Georgia State Prison.
Damn.
About a year ago, I started seeing posts from prison inmates coming across my Instagram feed, and it was absolutely crazy. Some of these guys had Jordans on, some had piles of cash and pounds of weed, some even had video games in their cell, and it made me wonder how this was all possible. But then I saw this. Guys posted up with knives, vicious-looking machetes, entire gangs armed to the teeth. So I started to wonder what was going on in the Georgia prison system. And once I went down this rabbit hole, I couldn't stop. I started learning about horrific living conditions, brutal murders, prisons with no guards on duty, extortion gangs that charge you rent if you want to be alive, smuggling, bribery, gang warfare, guards and gangs, and even the prison system covering up murders. So to bring you into this world, you'll hear from current inmates on the inside, former inmates, and retired guards. And today you'll see inside one of the most brutally dangerous places in the country, the Georgia State prison system.
I'm 24 years old. I'm currently goddamn locked up for some bullshit. We locked down because goddamn some shit popped, little water popped off. Can't get no showers. You know what I'm saying? I stink, balls stink, ass stink, armpit stink. I gotta take a shower right here.
That ain't boy name Slide Music, man, you know what I'm saying? Watch clothes right now, but they kind of hard right now. You know you gotta watch clothes. What's up, my nigga?
Good.
Smooth, bro. Yeah.
How long you got those with, bro?
Shit, I got about like goddamn 8-9 months left, though. How long you got, bro?
They hit people what it is right here. You don't know what that is, shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Keep people out the window because both of them pop between the muzzles and the bloods and shit. I'm trying to see what's going on, you know what I'm saying?
I got shot in the spine, you know what I'm saying? Police shot me, and I had to learn how to walk again. 3.5 years straight, I've been goddamn paralyzed. So being paralyzed, I went through a lot of trial and tribulation, especially with the police, because the police knew I shot some folks. You know what I'm saying? You know, I shot my PO type shit. And she was pregnant, but she really spoke on my behalf and really gave me a second chance and told them folks just meant to help evaluate me and give me a second chance in life. And that's really just a blessing, to be honest with you, because she really could have done called a nigga if she really wanted to.
Per capita, the Georgia prison system is arguably the most dangerous place in the United States. For reference, let's compare to Memphis, Tennessee, which has been America's murder capital for the last couple years. There were 234 murders recorded in Memphis in 2025 with a population of just over 600,000. By comparison, it's estimated that in 2025 that between 50,000 Georgia prison inmates, there were over 300 murders, which would make the Georgia prison system 15 times more murderous than the most dangerous city in the country.
Nah, music video in prison is crazy. They hustle it.
I went away for armed robbery, caught 20 years, nigga snitched on me type shit.
Describe life in a Georgia prison.
I say it's dangerous. You better be on all your tens, cause this place, it ain't no play for the weak. 0 staff, no staff work here. Nigga dying every day.
What do you do to pass the time?
Talk to my whole press niggas, kick it with my partner, and we listen to music and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Playing 5M in real life, bro.
Up, see what they doing. We ain't doing shit, we doing time, really.
Let me give you the bird's eye view of the Georgia prison system. Here, there are over 50,000 inmates spread across 34 state prisons, 4 privately ran facilities, and over 20 county work camps. Within these walls, there are well over 12,000 registered gang members, and they far outnumber the guards. Gangs in here run highly sophisticated smuggling networks to bring in drugs and weapons. They bribe and control corrections officers, and they run brutally violent extortion campaigns targeted on non-gang affiliated inmates, which are referred to as civilians. In here, you have to fight to survive.
Oh my god. Toilet paper roll boxing gloves. That's crazy.
Okay, and what did you serve for?
Armed robbery.
Where in Georgia did you go to?
Marietta, Cobb County.
And then you went to prison?
Yeah, I went to prison. I went from juvenile. Once I turned 17, I went straight to prison.
What was that like?
Terrible.
Tell me about it.
Shit, first year was rough, I ain't gonna lie. You know, everybody, you know, gang bang, they all bloods, you know, trying to rob you, extort you, stab you over some food. You either gonna die about it or you gonna kill them about it.
Were you in a gang before juvenile?
No, it's not a gang.
Allegedly.
My name E-Man. I did 10 years in Georgia State Prison.
And what'd you serve for?
Armed robbery and a bunch of other little petty crimes, but I officially went down the road for armed robbery.
How would you describe the conditions inside the Georgia State prison system?
Now, the conditions in Georgia State Prison are terrible, man. I know for sure that Georgia State Prison is the worst prison in the United States.
You went viral for posting videos of your time in there, right?
And rapping, posting things that I was doing, you know.
Did you post that after you got out?
Nah, I posted while I was in there.
Did you get in trouble at all?
Yeah, I went to the hole every time.
My name is Cody Witt, and I served
Trouble by who? There wasn't even any guards on
5
duty.
years.
And what were you in for?
Armed robbery.
Okay. What was it like when you first got to your cell, and what were some of the things you had to do or prove yourself on?
So my second day in prison, I'm thinking, man, this is going so smooth, it's awesome. I'm up there with my buddy from Gainesville, and he tells me, he says, hey man, there's a guy in the TV room named Rex, and he says he's gonna turn you out. And I'm like, what does that mean? Like, I don't care. And he's like, that means he's gonna read me off. And I was like, oh, what do I do, man? I'm scared, man. So he's like, look, you can use my shoes. And you know, he had the strap-on diabetic shoes that they give you at a sick call. So they were about size 14. So I put them on, looked like a clown. And he went down to the cell and he opened the door for me. I ran into a cell and he was sitting on the bed with another dude, started fighting. And once that happened, once I took off on him, it's like either I beat this guy or he beats me, and I don't know what he's gonna do to me. It was over with, so I got up and I walked out, and my buddy from Gainesville said, and next time it's gonna be knives. And I'm like, yo, I don't have a knife.
First name is Constance. I started as a correctional officer 1, left as the captain of special operations. I mean, if they have their pants a little lowered so where they're just showing just the top part of their underwear, quote unquote, the crack, and they're walking next to a certain inmate, they're that inmate's property. You can hear the sexual intercourse going on.
I'm watching TV through the door or whatever. All I hear, help, help, he raping me. I'm like, God damn. So boom, buddy come out, eye bleeding, face stabbed, neck, wrist, he down there died.
They were stabbing him as they were raping him?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
That was the blood that did it?
No, it was a Muslim.
What percent of guys are f***ing other guys?
Probably about 70 of them. I've seen them with the tan inmate belts wrapped around the neck and walking around like a dog.
What is that about?
Control.
Now that right there, every Black History Month in Georgia State Prison, that's what they do.
I just think it's interesting because I think if the roles were reversed, this would be a nationwide story. Everyone would be looking into it, you know?
No, definitely.
Would you say it's more acceptable or are people trying to take it from you?
Well, no, it's definitely more acceptable now than back in the day.
Are they really against it or are they just putting on like they're against it?
There's two ways and everything in this world.
Okay, that's it. Okay.
And did you go in unaffiliated?
I did. I was 18 years old, I was scared. I was roommates with a guy and I saw him getting a lot of money, he was Crip. And he kept asking me, he's like, man, I heard about what you did in G2, man, how you beat that guy and stand on your 10 toes. He's like, man, you ought to get down with us. I'm like, nah, man, that's not me. I saw them getting all this money and having their way, and so I was like, let's run it, man.
Did you get jumped in?
Yeah, so I had to do 3 minutes with 3 different guys at once in the mop closet.
Yeah.
So I got beat pretty bad. So if you drop, they stop the timer and they make you get back up.
Holy
and
shit.
you keep fighting. I had 2 black eyes, I had a busted lip, busted nose.
That's grace.
Alright, so I did 4 years.
And what'd you serve for?
Armed robbery. That shit zombie land, that shit fucked up. That shit really fucked up, for real.
So did you go in unaffiliated? Did you join a crew? What did that look like?
I just went in like me, you feel me? And I just stood 10 toes.
Did you feel like you needed to get a knife just to protect yourself?
Yeah, everywhere you go, you need a knife.
Of all the inmates in there, what percent of them have a knife?
Oh, about 90, 95.
Yo, this motherfucker moving like Assassin's Creed game.
Oh, about
yeah.
90, 95.
Oh, hell no, bro. Yo, you can tell he plays Assassin's Creed, bro. You gonna hit your
Basically,
look
you
at
guys
that.
want to know how knives made. The knives are usually made like this. You're gonna cut that off of metal, okay? So you can see how it outlined. I have.
Oh my god, he's trying to make a fucking machete game.
Here. That would be the submachine gun. So we're literally gonna cut that, and then once you cut it off, you know, it's shaped into a machete. What you guys are using out there would be a assault rifle. This would be my submachine gun.
My name is Tiffany Johnson, and I'm with Georgia Prisons Exposed.
With her Facebook page, Georgia Prisons Exposed, Tiffany is on the front lines of getting information out about what's really happening behind bars. It's a place where family members can communicate to check to see if their locked up loved one is still alive, and she also gives inmates a platform to let their voice be heard on things ranging from the AC unit going out during an excessive heat warning, to MRSA and scabies outbreaks, to figuring out whether recent deaths were because of murder or overdose.
I've been incarcerated myself.
And what was it like behind bars?
It sucked. The officers could care less of what's going on with you.
Right now, there's an epidemic of stabbings and killings going
Yes.
on. Are they being covered up?
Yes.
And are they classifying murders as suicides?
A lot of times they do. I know one lady, her son supposedly committed suicide, but when she got the autopsy report back, this bone right here was missing in his neck, and so it could have been strangulation, but he was brutally beaten, and she actually sent me his autopsy photos. I mean, they filleted him like a fish.
Do you think a lot of these deaths are covered
What?
up?
Yes. For example, I worked at Phillips State Prison. It was ruled
Fillet him like a fish
suicide,
game.
but it was in a mental health unit, and the first thing that was done was the logs were checked to make sure that checks were being done properly. Then things were being filled out before medical even came down. Because the first thing the administration is going to say is, let me see your check logs. Paperwork is being forged.
So I've heard stories of guys get put in solitary after a fight or a stabbing, and then a guard opens up the door.
Yes.
The guard that's affiliated with the gang.
Yep.
And then lets another gang member stab them to death.
Yes.
I got stabbed in the sleep 9 times. The officer set me up, man. They're trying to put the word out there, you know what I'm saying? These people here is no good. Like, this shit is nowhere you want to be. All that street shit, this shit lame as f***. Your partner gonna tell on you at the end of the fucking day.
And that guard may not even be affiliated with a gang, but that inmate may have something on that guard.
Not only are guards allegedly helping in gang hits, but the DOJ found evidence that Georgia is routinely underreporting homicide deaths. For example, independent watch groups estimate that over 300 inmates were murdered in 2025, but the state's official records only show about 70 killings. One way the state does this is even if a body has clear evidence of being beaten or stabbed, they will label the cause of death as unknown, and they've used this tactic hundreds of times in recent years. But my question is, isn't covering up murder a crime? I mean, if a guy in the street does this, he gets 25 to life. But if a Georgia prison official does this, nothing to see here, it honestly sounds criminal to me.
Now the danger, this is something that go on every single day. Like right now we speak, somebody might be tied up against stabbed. Right now we speak in Georgia State Prison. I did my time in a level 5 prison, so 90% of the inmates had life sentences.
Because if you have a life sentence, where's there to lose if you stab someone or get in a fight?
Nothing. They gonna come and get you if you kill somebody, but 9 times out of 10, the person with the life sentence not gonna care though.
What was it like being a white person in Georgia prison?
Oh man, I had to constantly show out and constantly act like the big bad wolf. Like I survived out of other people fearing me.
Water everywhere. This shit, look at this shit. Water, rats, all types of shit. You got water everywhere. Rooms flooded, all types of
Did you feel like you were treated like an animal in there?
Hell yeah.
Tell me about that.
Man, food shitty. They'll even disrespect you, you feel me? Like, even though they guards, they think they got
Bro,
the
I'm
food,
surprised they're even getting food.
disrespect you, but some people don't give a damn, so they gonna stab the officer or beat the officer, you feel me?
You're not going to want to miss what I show you next, but first give me 60 seconds to here. You're
Thing off. It's a lot of money. Weed in the packet. About
Free cash for sponsoring this. And now, back to the episode.
Terrible, awful, no
Back to the
nutritional
episode.
value. The commissary, on the other hand, the healthiest thing on there was a tuna packet, and that was like $5, which is a lot in there. You're either making money off of cigarettes, weed, and illegal stuff, or you're having your family send money. If you're having your family send money, that's a lot of money a week you're spending just trying to eat.
Yeah, nigga, that's how we eating over here. You know what I'm saying? On the toilet. Get what? And this shit dirty as hell. This toilet ain't been clean in 30 days. Yo, man, this is what we eating right here, man. And nothing but a little soups, cheese.
They got prison Chipotle, gang. Yo, never before seen.
Stick, chips and that jalapeno peppers. This how you eat for free at Chang, bro. It's $25 right here. It's $25 for this. $25 Cash App, Chine, Zelle, Apple Pay.
Why my ear stuffed right now, bro? Take your finger out my ear, gang.
You know what I'm saying? I spent $79.
You spent $79 and you saying this $75. So you gonna sell this, get your money back, and then what?
This all my food that I eat right here.
So do what you munching on.
Do what I'm munching on. You know what I'm saying?
That's free game. You a smart man, man. Look, it's a method to his madness, man. Straight up how to eat free at Chang.
If you can't eat free at Chang, you going out bad. You going out bad, bro.
Going out bad, man.
So we're gonna have the lasagna, Italian seasoning, and the sausage, all to make the filling. And now I'm gonna mix in the Italian sausage.
How many guards were there for the inmates?
4 out of 4, like 700 people.
So if something went down, how much help were the guards?
No help.
So guards are short-staffed.
Yeah, very.
Were there fights that they just did nothing about?
Ain't no fights. You getting stabbed. You fight, someone gonna come behind you and stab you.
A war broke out, and there were 2 guards on shift, and they stood outside the dorm and watched. What are you gonna do? There's 30 guys on one side, 30 guys on the other. They all got knives, and they're all fighting each other. What are you gonna do, you know?
How is that even possible to keep anything safe?
You can't.
Like, motherfuckers just so bored. They just start a war for
how
fun.
many inmates there were?
No, it's never enough guards. And some stuff I don't even supposed to say, but I'm gonna tell you, cause it's never enough guards. Like, we need guards for some of these guys to make it home. Like, a lot of the guys that died in there would never died if it was guards. I did 10 years. I done had thoughts that I'd get killed in there, cause I'm a gang member, and the gang lifestyle in there is way totally different than the civilian lifestyle in there.
They are understaffed. The pay is at a bare minimum. Honestly, it's not even minimum wage. So you're expected to work 12, 13, 14 hours, one officer in a dorm of 200 inmates, level 5 violent inmates. And you could be a female or one male working in that dorm, and you're expected to maintain control, and you're the only person. It is nothing for an inmate to offer an officer $2,500 for an iPhone, and you barely make that on your first paycheck.
And what is the starting pay? What is the starting pay?
I believe it's $32,000.
So like 16 bucks an hour.
When I started, it was $32,000.
I believe that the last that I heard was Georgia's prisons are understaffed by about 60 to 70% in most of them. There's been people that has laid there dead for, you know, a couple of days before they were even found by officers.
But now it's a supervision problem. Like, these guys can't be monitored. They literally can't be monitored. So it leads to more violence and more mental health issues.
On average, across the state, fewer than 50% of guard positions are filled. And according to national standards, a safe, functioning prison should be at 90% staffed. Let's cover the situation at Georgia's most dangerous facilities. Valdosta State Prison has only 20% of guard positions filled, and stabbings happen there daily. At 30% staffed facilities like Macon State and Georgia Diagnostic, the Department of Justice found that inmates are using fishing line and superglue to perform DIY surgery on their own stab wounds. But it does make you wonder, with the staffing crisis this severe, why hasn't Georgia called in the National Guard to help make these prisons safe again? Which gang would you say was the most dangerous?
Bloods.
And why is that?
Cause most of them don't got family support, so you feel me, they just gonna come stab you and kill you, or get rank off it too.
So part of the reason they were so aggressive is because they had no one back home to support them, so this is what they had to do to get theirs.
Yeah.
What kind of stuff would they do to get money?
Shit, rob you.
And who'd you ride with in prison?
I'm Blood.
And from what I hear, the Bloods did some of the most of the extorting and things like that.
Most definitely.
Can you speak about that?
You don't want to go in there and have to listen to another grown man, like with this gangbanging stuff. Nobody bigger than the program. Somebody gonna be telling you what to do.
Here's how the extortion campaigns could look. Let's imagine you are a rural guy named Jeff that got caught up using meth and you get sent to prison. And because you walk in there unaffiliated with a gang, inmates look at you like a dog looks at a bone. And now it's likely that you get placed in a pod that a gang will run. So they might tie you up, beat you, and using smuggling phones, they will send pictures of you to your family members saying, if you don't send us $300 a week, Jeff will be beaten or dead, and they mean it. And
have a tooth missing every 10 minutes. I don't get my money, man.
And just like that, Jeff's family, who is likely already struggling to make ends meet, is faced with an additional $1,200 bill just to keep their family member alive in prison. And remember, there are barely any guards in there, and the ones that could help you might very well be paid off by the same gang that's extorting you. It's easy money.
Yeah, sometimes like the gang members will force people to take the drug and, you know, video them and send it to their families, and they're like, you know, you need to send money in, like, you know, so we don't kill them. And sometimes they just make them take it for their own enjoyment. It scares me. Even when I'm driving down the road, I'm like terrified that I'm gonna get pulled over and go to jail for something, and I'm not even doing anything.
Tell everybody what you do for fun around here.
See, you really want to show this?
Do y'all really want to see what we do for fun around here?
Man, this one guy, they were both on meth and strips. Strips are spice. And they had both been up a couple days, and the guy tells, they're good buddies, JB and I forgot the other guy's name. And he says, don't put him in the cell with me tonight, I'm gonna kill him. Wigging out on strips and ice. They get put in the cell together at night, no one listened to them. You know, this was during coronavirus, so there was like 2 guards for the whole 1,200 man compound. We got locked down, and next thing you know, dude, all you're hearing is locker boxes banging, you're hearing metal on meat, hit him with the fan motor, stabbed him. This is hours on end just happening. And my bunkmate's like, oh, we need to go check on him, we need to go check on him. I'm like, dude, I'm not going nowhere near that shit. You can go check on him. And JB comes out with a blanket over his head that's bloody and saying, I didn't want to do it, man, I didn't want to do it. And then all you see is the head of this other guy poking out from under a pile of clothes, and he's missing his eyeballs, his face is all bloody, and
so they were buddies, but they were so mentally ill from the drugs that he killed his brother.
K2. It's K2 what everybody be talking about now.
Paper strips, also known as K2 or spice, is a synthetic cannabinoid and is one of the biggest drugs in prison. It's cheap to make, easy to smuggle in, and once you get addicted, you are in a very dangerous position. Inmates will tie you up when you are high so they can extort you, or they will use you for cheap labor when other inmates know that you'll do anything to get your hands on another strip.
Oh, you start. You say you went from what?
I said now we went from friendship to slavery. Now he's slave.
Hey man, this a business, man. Everything a business, bro.
Oh yeah.
When I call you up here, bro, and you make your money, bro, that shit cool, bro. Hey, you already know, man. You know, got my boy in here cleaning up. Gotta get me together. I ain't gotta do none of that shit, man. You know, when you got it like that, shit happen.
Whole step in that bitch. Hit it twice. Hey, hold it in until it get back to you.
Bring the trash can.
Hold it in until it get back to you. Put it in. Don't blow it out. Don't blow it out, Smiley. Hold it in until it get back to you. Shit going on. I know you doing, Smiley. There ain't nothing.
Uh-oh. We got one. We got one.
Folks, I'm trying to show you as much as I can inside the Georgia prison system, but some of it is just too brutal, dangerous, and graphic to show fully on YouTube. So if you would like to see the full and uncensored version of this episode, head to my Patreon, and you'll also get exclusive access to the early Dallas Trap House episode, as well as the Atlanta Dance Club episode. If you join today and use code PRISON, you will get 50% off your first month on the site. I appreciate your support, and now back to the episode. How terrible are the living conditions in prison?
Horrible.
Is this the fault of the administration or of inmates?
Both. The orderlies are supposed to take care of the basics, you know, the mopping, the cleaning, and stuff like that. But no one cares until it's quote unquote inspection time, where the warden walks the compound and checks every dorm. And let's be real, the wardens, I'm gonna be honest, they don't give a damn. They're just trying to figure out which officer they can sleep with.
We've heard of people that have been eaten alive by bed bugs and rats.
Yes, bed bugs, rats, roaches. I mean, their facilities that they're living in is just disgusting.
Her name is Willie Jackson. I went away to prison for 30 years. I went away for murder, armed robbery, and aggravated assault. I remember the first prison that I went to, it was called Georgia State Prison in Reedsville. Every cell in Reedsville was a single man cell. They put 3 beds in the single man room. No matter what we did, you know what I'm saying, the punishment is to serve time in prison. It's not for the guards to beat us. We still have rights. It's worse than what it was when I was there.
How are they extorting guards?
Female officers are groomed. So it'll start off something simple as, you smell nice today, Miss Jones. Did you do something different to your hair, Miss Jones? And then these women who, some may be lacking self-esteem, some may be lacking, you know, love or companionship that they get at home. They're spending 12 to 13 hours a day with the same group of inmates, are falling for it. And it becomes to meet me in the broom closet. Because if you have one officer working a dorm, there's blind spots everywhere when it comes to cameras. It is nothing for an officer to have sexual relations with an inmate.
So how common is it that guards are having sex with the inmates?
I'd probably say weekly.
We call the local city for help. Hey, will they be willing to let us in here? Instead of just telling us no, they call back up and say, we can take you to jail for this. So we have to leave, and maybe this is part of the Georgia system that seems to love prison so much. 3 officers? Are you kidding me?
Jeez.
All right, I'm fine. We're doing a documentary.
Okay, so do it from the street.
We were peacefully, and then we asked for your help, and then 3 cars showed up.
No. This is why we come, and we just come to make sure that we are same sheet of music. Do it from the streets.
Just so we know the zone. What's the zone that we can't step on? This entire square block.
Technically, you can be on the sidewalk. But here's the problem: once you go further, which most people start doing, you say, okay, we're not. Then the difference is you get that closer, and we end up taking you to jail. Public sidewalk is fine. Public sidewalk, no further.
Did you guys find that to be an unreasonable response for a polite request?
Well, we live here, so it's an everyday response to us, and that's just the college campus police. That's not even real police. That's not even the police.
We're setting up for our second shot. And again, we called the police for help to see if they would, politely, could we get in? And look, they have a sentry post monitoring us now. And it makes you wonder, why did I even bother calling them in the first place for help if this is how it was gonna turn out?
Should've just did it on our own, right?
Folks, we're here in Georgia on a covert mission. We're about 3 minutes away from one of the deadliest prisons in the country, Coastal State Prison. We're talking about a prison where people get stabbed, they get murdered, guards get caught smuggling contraband. This is a place with very serious problems. It's nighttime, it's Georgia, we're approaching a prison. We're probably gonna be met with resistance by the security. What we're gonna try and do is infiltrate as far as we can to get an idea of what this place looks like. Because I'm just thinking, we all live in this safe little bubble, and there's these places that are absolute gladiator schools that people get locked up at. To wonder why this is happening in 2026, where we're supposed to have humane prisons for people. I would say this is a violation of human rights. What's really nuts right now is to be only feet away from a place that I know there's people in there right now getting extorted. There's family members from the outside having to send money in just for them to have a bed or not die.
Yeah, man, we got these boys downtown down there, motherfucker. These boys at Garnett Station. But ain't nobody shot. 2025, we got niggas sleeping in the mat.
And it makes me wonder, if I was a state senator here, or even the warden of this prison, would I not send in the National Guard or do something? An emergency is happening in here. There are more murders happening in the Georgia prison system than in the most murderous city in America, Memphis, Tennessee. What will it take for state government to step up and care and do something about this? Whether someone in there is a murderer or whatever crime, these are people that are supposed to receive human rights. Folks, most of the footage you're going to see in this episode are from inmates that are working with us that want to share their experience, and they're doing this at great risk. But I did want to see one of the more dangerous ones with my own eyes to get a feel for what we're working with here. All right, folks, we are at the Georgia State Capitol. I wanted to make sure these politicians know exactly what is happening in their prison system so that there can be an attempt to change it. I'm giving each of them a letter that includes things like in 2024, 330 people died while incarcerated in Georgia, which is more murderous than the most murderous city in America, pound for pound, by a lot. And then I enclose a few shocking photos so that they can understand the magnitude of what's going on. And guys, these 5 senators that we're delivering this to, I'm not attacking them. They have so much on their plate. They are busy guys. There's a lot of responsibility they have to handle. I hope
Bro, they're probably gonna just look at it, throw it in the pile, check it off. Like,
are shocking enough that this goes to the top.
they're not doing shit,
to-do
bro.
list, which I'm sure is considerable. So anyways, we're gonna go in here and see if we can meet some of them.
What are you here for?
To meet a few of the senators. Sir, could I show you what's happening in the Georgia prison system? Big epidemic in violence right now. So this is pretty commonplace, guys with crazy machetes.
I was a deputy with Fulton County. So
oh, that place is...
I worked at jail, so I know exactly.
I just talked to Labat today on the phone briefly.
That's the sheriff, right?
Yeah, yeah. You have a stomach for tough things to see? This is a...
You probably saw that shit every day, bro.
A white inmate who, I guess in Black History Month, they walk them around like dogs and threaten with knives and extort. This is an inmate who got carved up with a hot knife until he died. This guy got flayed like Hannibal Lecter style.
Wow. Damn.
And this has been going on for a couple of years. And as a former jail deputy, what do you think about the Georgia prison system?
Certainly needs to be revamped.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, you know, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that goes on that needs to be addressed big time. I mean, it's something that's been going on for a while. It's terrible what's going on. When I worked there, we were totally understaffed.
You are highlighting one of the key problems, which they're staffed at about 30% right now. So it's almost impossible for them to run a tight ship. So they need an extreme hiring measure or things are going to get worse. But I know you're busy, sir.
All right.
Enjoy your day. Thank you.
Even the deputy knew. Even he knew.
Trying to meet with Senator Bearden. Impromptu, of course.
Yeah, he's not in the office.
Okay, can I leave him a little note or something to look at? Okay, I'm just gonna write his name on it. Yeah, we're doing a piece on the prison system. I know he worked on some of that. Yeah, you said, Senator Bearden, please check this out. The situation is dire. Also would love to interview you. Blur out my number, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
Knock, knock. So right now they're out of session, which means some of them are back in their own jurisdiction, and then they come to the Capitol to do state work. These are photos that cannot be ignored once you've seen them. Okay, on to the next. Okay, well, can't get in, doing the next best thing. Here we go.
Bang.
On to the next.
3 out of 5.
So I'm leaving my name and personal number for all the senators to call. And who knows, we can maybe visit a prison together in the next episode. This one says, Senator Robertson, this prison situation is dire. These men need your help. Men are dying. I'm looking to interview you about this story. Tell me.
Bang.
I mean, imagine this is where things get decided. I guess it makes you wonder, like, how much more money has to go into the system for them to do their job properly? Local, state, federal. I mean, look at the newspaper right here. 4,900 data centers coming in. Americans are starting to feel across the board that our representation does not have our best interests at heart. And it's like, how? With 20, 30, 40% of our paychecks, how are you guys not doing the best job ever? And how are you guys not ashamed when you're failing? If I was using taxpayer money and in charge of it, I would feel bad if I was fucking up. But it seems like the solution nowadays is just $30 billion more to Israel. If you're hearing this part, none of the senators got back to us either through the things we dropped off at their office or the follow-up emails that we sent. And that's the frustrating part, is you have these guys that are supposed to represent the state, and it's hard to get through to your local official. It's hard to get through to your federal official. We're in this one big system where every single paycheck you gotta pay, and you better bet that Uncle Sam's gonna collect that money whether you like it or not. When it comes to the accountability on the other side, right now in this country, it just feels like it's lacking. Since I couldn't get a response from Georgia state officials, I took my search for answers to Washington, D.C., where I sat down with Georgia Congressman Hank Johnson. What do you know about what's happening, and what are the problems? What are the solutions?
Well, I tell you, I was a criminal defense lawyer in Atlanta for 27 years before I came to Congress. And so I've been to all of the jails, many of the prisons in the state of Georgia. And I can tell you that over the years, the Georgia prison system has declined in terms of resources, in terms of infrastructure, but it has increased in terms of the number of inmates. And so in our prisons now, they are laboratories of death and crime, and their loved ones being killed or threatened with being killed or maimed or hurt if they don't provide a steady stream of money coming into the gangs that are actually controlling the prisons, because you don't have enough prison guards. So the prison officials have to allow a kind of informal governmental structure which uses inmates to control other inmates.
My name is Bianca Tylik. I'm the executive director at Worth Rises, and we are an organization that operates nationally to dismantle the prison industry and end the exploitation of people who are incarcerated and their loved ones.
Can you speak to why these places are so understaffed? I think Georgia's at 50 or 40% capacity.
It is a very difficult job to walk into an environment where there are tens, hundreds, thousands of people at potentially their lowest. Humans are not meant to put other humans in cages and lock the door. It will change who you are. Correctional officers have very high rates of alcoholism and substance abuse. They have very high rates of domestic violence at home. They have very high rates of suicide. It's not surprising to me that people don't want these jobs. They're not good jobs.
What's stopping the state of Georgia from getting more guards to go there?
Because they are reducing costs, because they're giving away the store to corporations to lure them to Georgia to create jobs. They give them tax incentives.
Maybe the thinking there is, hey, these guys, they murdered, they raped, they did this. Throw them in a cage. We don't want to waste any money on them. We'll use that money for other and more important things.
Tax cuts to corporations and millionaires and wealthy individuals.
Some people say that the way the prison economy is set up, from phone conversations to healthcare to commissary, that it is a predatory in nature. And it forces these guys to try and make money in other ways because they can't make money by working. So, of course, they're going to invent other ways to make money. Can you speak to some of that?
There are some prisons where inmates are working for private corporations, and they might make 93 cents or whatever it is. I don't know what it is, but it's certainly not minimum wage.
But hustles are a necessary part of life in prison because you will never survive purely based on whatever job you're assigned and the wages that come from it, especially not in the state of Georgia and others like it that don't pay anything for labor.
What do you think could be done to improve this?
Get adequate staff, ones that have a little bit of compassion that will actually care for the people behind the walls. Right now they're talking about and starting to do one-man cells, which I think is a good idea because a lot of people are killed by their cellmates. And Georgia keeps getting all this money to do all this different stuff, but yet all they want to do is build another prison, so that they can house more people.
Do you think it's a two-way street? On one end, you need more participation from the inmates for better behavior, but on the other end, you need the prison to invest better into them?
If the prison administration show that they actually cared and just don't care when there's visitors, then I really think it will go a long way with the inmates.
What can a prison be doing better?
At better administration, definitely change the hiring standards. Let's get them paid a little bit more because officers aren't going to care if they're making $16 an hour. You can go to McDonald's and make more than that and work overtime. So definitely pay the officers better. Have a different way of how you hire them with the inmates. Start talking to the inmates. Don't just see what they need. Hey, you've been here for 5 years. You have a 15-year sentence. Let's start getting you into different programs. Let's just not put them in mental health classes and dope them up. Actually teach them something because eventually they are going to get out, and what's going to happen? They're going to be right back to where they came from because they don't know no better and they haven't learned anything.
Folks, I'm sure many of you watching, myself included, has had a family member or friend been locked up in jail or prison, and I think we can all agree that no one deserves treatment like this, to live in absolutely dangerous and inhumane conditions. After all, Being locked up,
got Chipotle at home,
is the punishment. Being away from your family, not being able to do your job, not being able to touch grass and see the world, that is the punishment. Not being at knife point or being extorted by gangs. And the state of Georgia is failing right now. And there's something we as an audience can do about it. So I have put top state officials that are responsible for this in the description of this video, their names, their contact information. I encourage you to call their office, email them, and let them know you want things to change. Because after all, this is a massive human rights violation, and I'm surprised there's not a massive civil rights lawsuit. And what this lawsuit will cost one day will be far greater to the taxpayer than if the state of Georgia simply raises pay for guards and hires more of them. So I encourage you to use your voice and contact these officials, because man, no one deserves to live like this. I'm not saying a murderer should have filet mignon in prison, but you shouldn't be afraid of being stabbed in your sleep. That's just ridiculous. Thank you guys for sticking with me. I know this episode was tough to watch. It was brutal to make. There's just a lot of heavy things that we saw today. So thank you for watching it with me, and I'll see you next week.
It's just a reminder, bro. A reminder, you gotta be grateful, bro. Some people are eating Resident Evil Chipotle at prison, bro. Hell no. Like and subscribe.